welcome back. Here we go. So this is round two of the day of the night of working on this painting. Well, this is actually technically like round four or three of this painting, but for today, round two. And if you're watching this, this is your sign to go make something ASAP. This is a sign. You ever see somebody and they like comment, they're like, "This is your sign to go change the world," or "This is your sign to go donate money to your favorite charity," or "This is your sign to go give someone a hug." This is your sign to go make something ASAP. Kate, welcome back. Wow, Kate, fantastic to see some returning names. I need to upload something to this stream real quick, so I gotta upload that. Um, let's go right here. Da, 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 da. Yes, I'm in the process of uploading something right here. Let's go. Clipboard. Go right on down to the end. And there we go. What are we going to promote today? We're promoting a free trial membership to Amazon Prime. Why are we doing that? Why would we do that on an art stream? Because I absolutely love Amazon Prime. I highly recommend it. Okay, later, bit. Huh?
What's the name of that restaurant we just went to?
I think you're right. Heng, Heng.
Okay.
But just look up chicken rice,
Oh.
and it should pop up. It's on Hollywood Boulevard.
Alright.
But but anyway, this is one of those times. It's your sign to go make something. Go create something fun, great, fantastic that'll last you for years. Whether it's a drawing or a sculpture. Oh yeah. By the way, I got interrupted. I was going to say, why Amazon Prime? Why would an art stream be promoting Amazon Prime? Especially because artwork, at least visual art, is such a visual activity that hearing about it doesn't really do it justice, right? Like if I ever listen to a book on art, you miss out on 95% of the experience if you don't have those images right in front of you when you hear about a book on art. But here's where I find it really helpful is if you are at least able to listen to art books and you make the effort to go look up the artists afterwards, or you listen to biographies. I think biographies of artists, the ones that are on Amazon Audible, are incredibly helpful. And you know what I just reminded myself of I should probably actually include the recommended book as part of this instead of just the Audible Plus membership trial. But before we get into that, I'm not going to change it right now, but I will say that some incredibly helpful books are books that are biographies of artists, because it's absolutely fantastic when you can really just like dive into the mind of someone and like what they consider as like their values when they're making artwork, or what their thoughts are, the insights are. And while I think that modern artists are totally totally limited by PR, right? Like how they appear to the public. They're kind of, maybe they've had PR training, or they really think about how they crafted their image and things like that. I think maybe artists of the past probably did not have such limitations. I don't know. I mean, I'm making that up though, because I didn't live in the year 1700 writing diaries or journals or having biographies written about me. But my guess is that the PR training back then, as far as how to express your creative insights and your ideas, was very much less than it is today. And you know what? My thoughts might change later. So I try to sound like an expert, but just realize that not everything I say is truly expert. Go listen to biographies for yourself. Go listen to those biographies on Amazon Audible and hear them out. Hear what other artists have to say about the creative act, the creative work, the act of painting and art and all that. All right. So I'm thinking I'm going to keep the clothes pretty loose, but I want to continue diving into I like the hands where they're at. Hands are okay. I don't know. I'm at like a point right now where maybe let me just work on the hair a little bit. Let's go into the hair. Like I know I could push this really far and like really I can really push this further as far as how realistic I want it. But I think we're in a good spot where what I do I want to keep this like a dirty blonde color. I'm gonna aim for a dirty blonde color here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna keep this like a dirty blonde color. And we're gonna go. Oh, Kate. So Kate is asking me what my favorite movie is. What is my favorite movie? My favorite movie. Um, let's see. What's my favorite movie? I like Saving Private Ryan. That's a really good movie. Um, what are some of my favorite movies? Saving Private Ryan's a real good one. There Will Be Blood is one of my favorite acted movies, at least. Daniel Day-Lewis. There Will Be Blood is one of my favorite acted movies. Let's see what else. There Will Be Blood. What else? What other movies do I like? Someone tell me what movies I like. Just kidding. Let's see. There Will Be Blood was really good. As I'm trying to paint, let me try to think of this. There Will Be Blood is a really fantastic movie, and how many times can I repeat that before I finally move on to another one? What else? There's a lot of great movies. I like the movie Memento, if anyone's ever seen Memento. It's one of my favorite movies. If anything, because of how complex of an idea it is. Very brilliantly executed movie. Seven with Brad Pitt, David Fincher. I like that movie. What's another good movie? I have no favorite movie. Oh, favorite. Like, I like lots of movies. I have no single favorite movie. What's my favorite Christmas movie? What's my favorite Christmas movie? This is gonna sound like a very unusual Christmas movie to like, but I really like the movie Serendipity. It's a romance rom-com with Kate Beckinsale. Is it Kate Beckinsale? Kate Beckinsale, and I don't remember the actor's name. I can't remember his name. It's not Adrian Brody. It's somebody else. Kate Beckinsale, and if anyone could find that name for that movie, for the actors in that movie, feel free to let me know. Gosh, what's his name? Can't remember right now. It's okay. But I really like that movie. I really like Good question. Thank you. Let's see. What are some other good Christmas movies? Movies that remind you of Christmas. I go on and on. Let's see what else. I mean, Home Alone is such a classic Christmas movie. Does that count as a Christmas movie? I think that's just a classic Christmas movie. Home Alone. And here we go. We're gonna go bring a nice little highlight color right around here. We're gonna bring some more highlights down. My favorite book to read. Another good question. Wow, so nice little. I like that. I really appreciate this little interview that we've got going on. It's a nice little interview. What else? See, I actually have to dig into my head for answers to these for some reason because it's not like top of mind. I don't know. I don't know what's my favorite book to read. One of my favorite books. This is actually it's probably I would have to say it's a self-help book. It would be. One of my favorite books would be Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within. If I had to name one of my favorite books to read or listen to. Awaken the Giant Within is an amazing, amazing book. If you're looking for help in your life and you want to just help yourself, Awaken the Giant Within is a great one. That's one of my favorite books. Awaken the Giant Within. Who goes there? What is the secret password?
No.
Why did you laugh so hard when you said that?
It's a callback.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Huh?
I have to do something.
What do you have to do?
I didn't even leave. This is
They can hear you.
Excuse me?
Said they could probably hear you.
Oh, I don't got the other one.
Yo, Kate. Let's see. What is my favorite book? Oh my! What a pick for a fave book. Dave, why is that my favorite? Why is that quite a pick? Kate is having a blast here. Dave, it turns out that you are no longer my number one fan. I think Kate is now my number one fan. And therefore, Dave, you're chopped liver now, Dave. The only person here, Dave is just another viewer now. Kate is number one. Even according to this list of with the crown, Kate has the crown right now, Dave. Where were you my last 3 streams? Kate's been holding it down while you were out and about, going about your life, as if that's more important than a random live streamer. What could be more important than watching a painting stream from your favorite artist? Nothing, Dave. I'm so upset at you, Dave. All right, we need a nice thick layer of white here. Tony, what are you talking about, Tony? No clue what you're talking about, dude. Really random thing you brought up. It's not a healthy topic. Why is that the first thing you said as you come in here? Very unusual. Very, very unusual. You sure you're in the right room? Where do you say you're going? You said you're going to the grocery store?
We're gonna go to Tail Waggers and the Oaks. Our friends are outside, so we've just been standing out there talking, and then all of a sudden I had to use the potty.
Friends?
Friends.
What's friends?
Yeah. Girls with dogs.
Oh. What's a friend? I don't know what friends are. What are friends? Someone explain to me what a friend is.
Someone who cares about you and is talking with you.
Oh,
Oops, sorry. Yes.
okay. What is a friend? Define this friend for me. Explain what a friend is. All right, here we go. So I need to get this a little deeper right here. You're just gonna go right. This is like an area where her hairline kind of like curves in, and she uses it to put her. She has some extra hair there. I really like where this is going. It's not like, you know, a constant insecurity I have. A constant insecurity I have when it comes to artwork is when I'm painting and it looks, it looks like a painting rather than the photo. I'm always comparing to the photo, and and I realize it's a like limitation. It's not like an insecurity where I'm like, oh, I can't, I hope no one ever notices, right? It's not like a deep rooted fear, but in my mind, I'm constantly thinking, this doesn't look like the photo. It can never be considered a great piece of artwork, right? And sometimes, by the way, people, during my live streams, I reveal too much about what goes on in this head here. But I only say these things in hopes that maybe somebody else who hears it is like, you know what? That sounds pretty ridiculous, dude. Like, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous that my painting would look, especially with my style, it would look different than the actual photo itself. It's just ridiculous. Exactly. N Money says, just do the thing. Thank you, N Money. Exactly. So that's the mentality that, gets me through it. So, and then sometimes you just need to hear from somebody else other than yourself. But I'm liking where this is at. And let's see, how much further do I want to take it is my real question. There's way too much highlight up here. Kind of like disappears with the head. I want to figure out how to navigate this little section right here. Maybe I don't ever need to define it. I'm gonna grab a different brush. A slightly smaller brush here. I'm gonna go with this color here. Let's go with the brown, yellow, brown. Just do the thing. Thank you. That's why. Thank you. And money has saved the day. He has saved me from my deepest self-doubt. And now I can paint freely again. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Just do the dang thing. Yes, that's the attitude to have. Just do the dang thing. I know I should just gatekeep this idea. I should just totally. This is something that every streaming artist should totally gatekeep from every artist that dreams of having an artistic career. This is something that should be gatekept. So I'm only revealing it on this live stream because everybody watching this is a wonderful person. But I think all artists should totally just start live streaming. Every artist, if they can. If they're, maybe so successful that they don't need to, leave it to the underlings, right? The people that are just emerging. But if you're still looking for that niche, if you're still looking for that validation, which I think every artist is seeking, even if you say you're not seeking it, you probably are. If you're looking for that connection with the artistic community that can be hard to find in real life, especially if you're living like outside of a major metropolitan area, start streaming. Just start streaming your artwork. Do it. Do it today. You should have been doing it yesterday. You should have been doing it 4 years ago, 5 years ago. But, the only best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. Second best time is today. So I'm adding highlights to her forehead right now. Add these highlights, bring them up a little bit. Bring these highlights down, up and down. Yeah, just wrap these around. And we're gonna bring this across, down under the face. And then I want to light darken this just a little bit. Yo, Danny E. Danny E. Hey, everybody. If you're in YouTube, I recommend, you don't have to do this just because I recommended it, but if you choose to, Danny E wants subscribers. So if you want to go on over to the dark side and subscribe to Danny E, or if you want to stay a Jedi warrior on this channel, you can do both. Just kidding. Just subscribe to Danny E if you want. She's starting her YouTube activities, and she wants subscribers. There you go. Danny, steal my subscribers. Go for it. Here we go. So we're gonna go like this. I'm gonna bring in this like middle color. Just Start to go around. Starting to get into this. It's a slightly different color here. There we go. This is gonna go into like a deep red right here. We're gonna transition into our red right here. Hey, there we go, Danny E. 2 high fives. Kate doesn't want to. Kate, how come? What's your beef with Danny E? How can you have beef with Danny E? All right, here we go. My cat just jumped on a table and said, all right, I'm trying to think of what to do to I gotta do something to the nose here. Let's bring in some of this highlight into here. Amit cooking. Amit is cooking. This is my robot dance for Amit cooking. Gupta ji. Amit is cooking. What is Amit cooking? Amit, what are you cooking? Do you smell what Amit is cooking? I don't smell it because I'm in the United States and I don't know where Amit is, but I'm gonna guess somewhere else. Or maybe he is in the United States, but not in California. You smell that was a brilliant where Dwayne the Rock Johnson coming up with that smell thing was absolutely brilliant. That is the most brilliant marketing for a wrestler ever. Do you smell what the Rock is cooking? One of my goals, I need to reduce the overall like redness of the side of her face here. It's just too red. I need to brown it out a bit. How do we round this out? What's a good color to give it more of a neutral color to the rest? I mean, that's kind of how it looks. I'm not wrong in how this is painted. I'm not totally wrong. It's just I'm not a big fan of the way that it looks on the painting itself. So maybe I just make it a bit more subtle. Danny E, if you drew me here, Danny, do you want me to pose for you right now? You can use this as your reference. Just let me know. Let me know what kind of weird pose you want me to do. I'm gonna give you a hard one. My fingers in my face. I'm gonna put a shadow right on top of my eyeball. I'm gonna give you a pose. I'm not actually gonna put this on my mouth because this has mineral spirits and cadmium on it. Have you gotten a pose yet? Have you screenshotted this? Maybe we'll do a sideways one. All right. Danny has to have gotten one by now. If you haven't gotten one by now, give me a recommendation. Give me a sign. And let me know. But you must have gotten one by now. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? This lip, the side of his face is just way too red. It needs to be yellowed up a little bit. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to yellow this out a little bit. Yellow this up. That needs a bit more yellow. Can we please get a meal report? What are you talking about? What's a meal report? What are you talking about, buddy? What are you going on about, my friend? All right, you know what? I think this has rounded it out a little bit. Give it some yellow here. Let me tighten up this nose. You tighten up the nose. Dave, what is this meal report for? Is it? Are you writing an essay about me, or what's going on? I need to know what reason, for what reason you need a meal report. Dave wants to know everything that I ate today. That's a really weird request, Dave. If I'm gonna give a report on everything I ate, I need to know why.
So unusual.
Her nose looks really pointy in this.
You round it out a little bit. Let me go.
I have no clue how I'm gonna fix this nose. How long I've been streaming, nobody's ever asked for a meal report. Bowenator! Bowenator is here. The Bowenator has arrived. What's up, Bowenator? Nice little shout out for the Bowenator. Bowenator, I swear, is a future master of horror. With his wild creations. Her nose is a little bit misproportioned, but you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that. It doesn't look too bad. It's not overly. But I do have to do these lips again. So, Bowenator, what's the latest creation? You know, how am I doing? I'm doing great. But here's the thing: is like, you know, I live stream quite often, so it's like, you know, I think most people have an idea of what I'm doing. That's the interesting thing about, you know, the whole business of content creation and keeping people updated on your artwork is there's only as much privacy as you're willing to give yourself, and I tend to share a lot, so I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing all right. Just had a big move. I just moved, in case you didn't know. All right, actually, that's looking okay. All right. So old school David is asking for a meal report, so I'm happy to share my meal report. This morning, I actually highly recommend, and Dave, I appreciate you explaining to me what that is. So, um, for a meal report, let's see, what do I eat? So usually I start my mornings if I didn't work out today. So I live in Los Angeles still, just another place in Los Angeles. But I started off with I usually make this tea. It's ginseng, ginger, and turmeric tea. So raw ginseng, ginger, and turmeric packets of turmeric tea. And so I started with that, and I had some what's it called? I had a beta carotene drink for like a Japanese drink that like has a lot of beta carotene. So if you see my skin start to turn like look really tan, it's probably because I've been drinking lots of beta carotene because I've been drinking lots of those drinks. And um, had a PB&J on whole grain bread, organic jelly from Whole Foods 365. So that was actually pretty good. It was actually very delicious. I love that. Love the jelly. First time I've eaten that jelly. And peanut butter from Whole Foods as well. So organic, I believe organic peanut butter too. Very delicious. And as far as what else did I eat? What else have I eaten today? Oh, I just ate at this restaurant in Los Angeles. It was a chicken rice restaurant. So I don't know if anyone knows what chicken rice is, but in Chinese cultures or Asian cultures, usually it's just chicken and rice, right? That's all it is. Thanks, Kate. Thanks for liking the shirt. So I had a fried chicken and garlic noodles. So that was pretty good. It was like a breaded chicken and garlic noodles. Pretty delicious. And let's see what else. Uh, did I eat anything? Oh yeah, and I made some udon noodles. So I had this package of udon noodles, and I just had that for an early lunch. So that's what I did. That's what I had. My my is that what would you call it? A meal breakdown or a meal breakdown or whatever? I forget what it's called. And I noticed the name Jennifer. What's up, Jennifer? It is the first time I'm seeing that name. So Jennifer, hello and welcome to this live stream. What were you up to? Welcome. Everybody, welcome Jennifer. Just so she can feel like she's home. And then that means she'll come back and watch again. If you don't, then she might not come back. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna bring this up and we're just gonna highlight around her lip right here. All right. And here we go. Let's see how this looks. All right, let me get a fleshier color. I need a slightly fleshier color to start blending into the lips. Astro says Crunk wasn't even burned. Okay. Yzma, meal report. Kate. Oh, Kate just says, Kate meant to say hi. Of course. Yes. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. You are now part of an exclusive live stream. Because this is the only time in history at this very second that this live stream is happening. Because in the future, there's going to be a different live stream. I love this ad. There was this billboard that I saw in Los Angeles like a year or two ago. And it said something like, probably the greatest show in the entire universe, or the funniest show in the universe. I just thought that was so brilliant because the fact that it's funny is really subjective, right? Like, totally subjective. Obviously, opinion, like, it might not even be funny at all. But then it said in the entire universe. And as far as we know, right, like there's not that much more out in the universe. Maybe, right? Like there's maybe aliens. I'd love for there to be aliens. But just hypothetically speaking, there's hypothetically speaking, you don't know what's out there. And it might as well be true that is the funniest show in the entire universe. It might as well be true. And in the big scheme of things, whether it's the funniest show, in the country or the world, is kind of irrelevant to the whole universe. I just thought that was great marketing. Because who's going to argue it? Can't really argue it. Why does that back lip... This back lip keeps looking like it's like extra high on camera, but like up close it doesn't look that messed up. Like on camera, this back lip just looks so much higher. Maybe I just have to bring the shadows down a little bit on the side of it. I don't know what I need to do to make that. It's just the fact that it looks like it's raised. So let's just try to bring this down here. Looks weird. It looks normal looking at it from like close up, but maybe it's just the way that this lip done it again. When you keep repeating the same mistakes over and over, that's how you know. That's how you know you're messing up. I think it's this section right here. I have to blend up. I'm gonna paint over this again. And here's also what we got to do. We got to brush up her lip a little bit. We got to bring her lips up because otherwise her actual lip looks a little bit too too big, and it's not that big. So Bo, haven't seen Bo in a long time. Yeah, that's right. We haven't seen Bo in a long time. We've been wondering. Everybody's been wondering where the Boinator is. Got to go with the Bo, but Bo's just been out and about, going about his life. Soon enough, Bo will forget about us. I don't know how old Bo is, but I know he's a young man. You don't need to say your age. Keep that private to yourself. But I know that you're under 18, and I think in these cases, we got to accept that over the course of a young person's life, they find many interesting live streamers, and that at some point you will go on and have more things to do than watch a live streamer. So Bo will have a life. Bo will have an extraordinary life without us, with or without us, right? With or without us. So that's cool. You don't need to be here. Talented young artists will find other places. Might even need to reduce the size of the lips just a little bit more. No, it's true. You may never forget. I get that. I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that. But you may someday, you will find other things to do. And I hope you do. I hope you do. I hope all of my viewers, if they're here for the art and the inspiration, I hope that all my viewers one day go to find more things and other interests. But if you're here for just the entertainment aspect of it, then feel free to stick around. But if you're here for the art, this is your sign to go make something. You don't need to watch any more of this live stream. You should go make something. The lips are a really interesting shape right now. But here we go. We're gonna paint some shadows now. I think we've had enough of the lip here. The Boinator. If you're here for like inspiration or something, this is it. I'm saying go scribble. Go draw, go doodle. Doodle something. You don't need to watch this any further. So Jennifer started painting a couple months ago. Awesome. Are you actively sharing your work, Jennifer? I hope you are. But if you're not, that's cool too. But I'm asking because if you want us to pull up your Instagram and give you a roast, let us know. Just kidding. We don't have to roast you. So I'm just adding a really dark shadow right here. I'm not going to keep this dark shadow, but we are going to build it. We're going to modify it a little bit. It's a little bit too dark. But I'm going to paint over that either today or later. That's the one thing about painting with oils, from my experience. Especially if you're doing a lot in a single sitting, it really helps to know how the oils affect each other as you paint, because
you know, as you adjust, and I want to adjust the shadow to be less dark, and if I want to adjust it now, then I basically just have to know that whatever paint I'm going to put here has to pretty much work in the shadow. And it still might be too dark, so I'll have to work on it later, but let's see. It's not looking too bad. It's looking good. I like it. I approve. Question: my cat zooming. Really share with your family. So far, you're doing landscapes. That's amazing. Shadow actually looks okay from the camera's perspective, but I'm definitely gonna go back to that shadow at some point. Let it dry overnight or whatever. I'll let it dry overnight and then see what it looks like. But let me see if I can work on the hand a little bit. I need to get this. Part of the hand right here to stick out a bit. So this hand right here, start painting into it, and it looks a little bit too dark. It's a little bit too dark. So we're gonna go. There we go. Let me see if I can even tone down this area some more. Question: are my cats zooming? My cats are not zooming right now. They're doing okay. My cats are behaving, or they're either behaving or they're causing mischief somewhere else. Which, as long as it's somewhere else, I don't care. And honestly, even when they do cause mischief right around me, I usually don't care. My cats get no discipline. In fact, they discipline me. My cats don't get disciplined, they just get hugs. They know. They just get hugs, they don't get discipline. And then when they do get hugs, if they don't like the hugs, they just scratch me. So there's no discipline in this family. All right. Before I move on, I'm going to work on a different painting. But before we get there, I do want to work on a couple things. I want to change the overall redness of this section. I'm trying to see how I want to do it. I think a lighter pink in this area just to round out the face. So we're going to go red, and we're going to go some pink, and we're going to grab some red again. We're going to grab some pink. And we're trying to find like a light shade of pink that I can just brush in ever so slightly into this section. So let's see, right here. Let's go. You can barely tell this color, right? You can barely tell, so. What happens to that color? Does it help to add to roundness? Yeah, it does a little bit. Helps add to the roundness. It does help add to the roundness. That's good. That is good. How's that looking? I'm gonna bring up a little bit more highlight here. All right, we're we're gonna bring a little bit more highlight. Nope. A little bit more. Bring some more white into this. And we're gonna blend that into this section right here. Just see how this works in this. This needs to find like a natural transition. And you know, how am I painting this? So I'm just looking at my reference, and you know, although I am going for some realism, I'm not going for like total realism because I can't. I'm not a hyper realist artist. I mean, maybe I can, I don't know, but it would take me much longer because part of the reason why I would struggle with hyper realism is because hyper realists, the way they would start this painting is that every single like detail would be planned out. Whereas my style is, you know, some of this stuff changes as I'm going, but a hyper realist artist would have it like perfectly sketched out. Maybe they might have traced, or they might use a projector, or maybe they're just such talented drawers that they would, you know, have it all planned out. But mine's a little bit more freehand, which means, you know, I do a lot more modifying and correcting along the way to get the exact look that I want. And there's no real advantage to this, except the only real advantage to this way of doing it is if, you know, you just have your, you know, you want to protect your artist ego, and your artist ego, or my artist ego, says, hey, I want to, you know, I want this to be a representation of how my mind works, how I like to make things, as opposed to the tried and true method of getting a image onto the surface sketched out beforehand and just doing like your own paint by numbers type thing. That is my artist ego talking. And maybe I'll never be able to get rid of that. I don't know. Kate is back to the top fan. That's great. Let's celebrate. Celebrate Kate, the top fan. Let's go, Kate. Kate, the top fan. All right, here we go. Let's bring down a purple. And I want to use this to round out this part right here. Her chin in real life is actually much smaller. The portion's a little off, but we're gonna go with this anyway. And let's go back into this chin. We're just gonna bring some of this down. Okay, here we go. Let's try to bring the shadow back a little bit. We're just going to curve it right underneath. Who am I painting? So this is a portrait of Kathleen Roy. She's my girlfriend. Y'all have probably seen her before, at least once, maybe more. I've done a portrait of her before. It's been a while, but I've definitely done a portrait of her before. I probably do like 2 portraits of her a year. Usually when when my ideas shift. When I have a major shift in an idea, I usually do a portrait of her as like practice. I do a self-portrait too, but I do lots of self-portraits. I probably have like 20 self-portraits. Yeah, she's my muse for this. Yeah, she is the muse. She is the muse for many things. All right, we're gonna go up here. Just work on this transition right here. All right, hey, take care, Jennifer. Let's see. So far, lovely for portrait. Thank you. Thank you. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. You know, as much as I like criticize my own piece, that's really just like the artist's brain talking, right? Just that oh, how can I make this? Just that constant demand for improvement. But deep down, don't get me wrong. I really like what I'm doing, right? I really enjoy this. So thank you for saying that, Bowenator, or whoever complimented me. I don't remember this. Is that Bowenator? Yes, thank you. I have lots of criticisms, but at the end of the day, I really do love my paintings. Love them all. They're like magic. Okay, so two more things. Two more things before we go to our other painting. We're working on another painting tonight. Finally had some extra time to paint today. It's been really busy this past month. It's nice to have a whole day to just commit to painting with no extra things. Had a lot of family over these past few weeks. A lot of various family coming around. So having to entertain them while doing work and things like that. Of course, right? Like everyday responsibilities. Really pulled time away from painting. So when I finally have time like this, it is very much appreciated and valued. This looks kind of funny right here. So we're going to tighten this up. Let's go round this out. Let's go right here. Why is this so sharp and pointy right here? Let's see. Oh, that's why. I see. Even the tiniest little changes can have such a big effect. So what I'm seeing right here is the fact that I didn't paint this highlight all the way up into the corner here. So there we go. We're gonna leave that highlight there. Let's do another highlight. I'm gonna do some of these big highlights around the lip. Here we go. Around the lip here. Starting to add little bits of highlight all around. Let's add one around the top of the nose here. Where's another good spot to highlight around? I'm gonna add And add some nice highlights under the eye. Let's see, we're gonna let's see at the top of the lip. I just want some little bright white streaks around the tops of the lip here. I need to get a drink in a minute because my lips are really dry. I think I put the mineral spirits too close to my mouth. I was sticking them pretty much in my mouth, my hands, which is not good for a photo op. For Danny E. Just to get this little glossy lip look. And then we're gonna go oh, the lights here are flickering. It's tripping me out. Gonna add a little bit of a gloss to the top of the eye right here. Yo, la boo boo. La boo boo. I feel like every time I say that, La Boo Boo, the company, should actually pay me a fine fee for mentioning the La Boo Boo. In fact, La Boo Boo should be paying you. Like, if you're gonna use a trademark name, you should definitely be being paid for it. But I need to go get a drink of water. I'm gonna be right back. Kate is definitely the top fan right now. You just spilled your nail polish. Uh-oh. What are you ever gonna do about spilling your nail polish? Shall the mystery remain unsolved? Alright, we're gonna start a new painting. Do a different one. We're not done with this one yet. We're not totally done with this one, but we will work on a different one. But before we do, I want to take a quick photo. I like to get photo updates. All right. Can anybody guess what our next painting is gonna be? Our next what painting we're gonna work on next? Kate likes painting. What are you painting, Kate? Are you painting anything? Old School Dave says not cool at all. Halloween. Oh, you know what? I'm not painting a Halloween painting, but it could be, you could count it as a Halloween painting, I guess, because it features a black cat. Did you know Halloween, October, is a very dangerous time for black cats because people are still superstitious about them? Oh, you know what? I'm trying to find a good place for this that won't be. It's probably not a good spot. Let's put it right down here. What's next? You go back to this painting. About time, right? I still haven't decided what I'm gonna paint this whole backdrop yet. Maybe I need to decide. Maybe I need to decide on this, on like a gold yellow layer. Alright, here we go. Just building up a nice little layer right here. Nice little layer of paint. I think purple and gold is always a good color, so that's why I'm using yellow. Honestly, it takes a really long time to fill a large canvas. I mean, of course, if you, except of course if you have like a lot of paint, right? But, or if you have like a really big paintbrush, or you just like decide to throw your paint onto the canvas or whatever. If you just use a regular brush, it takes a lot of paint. It takes a lot of paint to fill a large canvas. You know what? This may not be a great place. I have my other painting right here next to me, but I don't think this is gonna be a good place for it. Let's see, maybe right up, right up here would be good. There you go. That's a good spot. All right, let's get this yellow again. Just want to build up, create a full layer of yellow. That's my goal with this. Let me see. I want to throw down a layer of our of our medium French yellow. So we're gonna throw down a nice thick layer of medium French yellow. Gonna throw down another layer. We're just gonna layer on some paint today. It's just loose layers, nice loose layers. I think the right way to do this is to re-gesso it all. If I was to totally want to change the paint layer. But I often like to see what's possible, you know, by going against, by not just doing it how you're supposed to do it. You know, and when I mean supposed to do it, you know, I'm trying to paint this big layer, this layer of yellow on top of this painting. And, you know, as you could tell, it's so transparent that so much of it is still shining through. And I think the actual, the real appropriate way, like that you to do it right, to do it the best way possible and have none of it show through would be to gesso over this with a really thick with a thick opaque gesso and just make it white again, I guess, or use some sort of white paint that you could paint over. Actually, you know, I think just a thick layer of white paint, but thick white oil paint just doesn't flow that nicely. Which, you know, on one hand, I think that just using a layer of gesso would actually be cheaper. Because here, instead of using my huge tube of paint just to create this untransparent layer, I probably could be using just regular gesso. So not only is that more effective, but it's also more efficient, more effective, cost and everything, rather than just doing layer after layer of these colors. So note to self, you know, that's when gesso comes in handy, is if you want to paint over a large area. Yo, what's up, Omizu? Can Omizu earn the top fan badge? So Omizu versus Kate on tonight's show. Become the top fan. Who's the top fan? So Kate has been the top fan for like 3 days in a row. I don't know what prize. I don't have a prize in mind yet for that, but you know, if it's not a reward in itself, then it will surely reward itself in some way in the future. I don't know how. No promises, but hey. But Omizu is the #1 paid fan of all time, so you know, he always has that title. But there's always more titles to be earned. Omizu is what we would call a member to the channel. He is a member of the club. Highly recommend it. You get a special badge if you subscribe. If you become one of the membership subscribers, you get a new badge every few months that features one of my artworks, and you get a special icon for your name. So everybody knows who you are. You will gain worldwide recognition, because that's exactly what we're doing. We are streaming worldwide. Mr. Worldwide, Mr. International. Who's that? Pitbull. Mizu likes the golden yellow background. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Omizu. I will continue to make it more yellow, more golden yellow. Still some more work to be done. This painting is going to take a long time because there's so much happening. There's so much happening to it. Honestly, this really gives me an appreciation for the amount of paint that Rothko used in his artwork, because you know Rothko's pieces are like 10 feet tall and like 8 feet wide or something like that, right? He had to like stand on a ladder. And then I think about how much paint it took him just to get that paint onto the canvas, all that paint. Try making a blanket. What kind of blanket? What kind of a blanket are you looking for? All right, so I'm just cleaning off my brushes right now because I'm gonna prepare for this next project right now. This next project being this painting that I've been working on. Your cat messed you up today? What happened? What'd your cat do to you? What did you do to your cat, Kate? You know, cats are never at fault for anything. It's always your fault. It's never the cat's fault. It's not the cat's fault that it tried to climb to the top of your glass cabinet and then knock down all your glasses. It's your fault for having that cabinet open and putting all the glasses up there. Cats can do no wrong. They are just living their lives. Isn't that true? As anyone could tell, my cats run this household. They run this household. All right, I got to change my references, and then we can start. Let's see. Go right click, open recent, Virgin and cat, save, cat, port. Okay, so let's do this painting. Starboy is in the house. Starboy. What's up, Starboy? Starboy. Starboy is here. Starboy is here. What do they want to do? Oh, look at this. Look at this brush. It's all stuck together now. All my brushes. This happens to all my brushes. Never, ever ends with these brushes. But honestly, I think this brush could be fixed. So I'm gonna hold on to this for a little while. I'm gonna hold on to this brush. I might be able to fix it. I can fix it. Let's see. What kind of touch is needed for this painting right now? Let's go with a soft blended color. I want to go more tan. I'm going to go more tan route here. Trying to mix my colors. I'm mixing like a white with some red and yellow. I'm trying to find like a nice light tan color to go over this with. Yeah, that's a good color. So like this, we're gonna go right above that. So just using a nice flat color to really start to bring all this around here. Let's go around this side. Yo, the chainsaw carver. Chainsaw carver is here. Cat eyes are green. Actually, my cat eyes are like amber. Like this like yellow amber color. My cat's eyes have a yellow amber color to them. Yeah, I get what you're saying. They're not like this white color. I guess it's a white color here, right? Is that what you're upset about? Is that what is maddening to you? So we're gonna take this brush. This brush, I love this brush, is Rosemary & Co. Pointed red dot. But thank you. Chainsaw carver has complimented me. Feels so complimented. let's go in deep with our eyebrows here. All right, find some eyebrows. We're gonna do this other side. Let's see. We're gonna grab that same color. Subscribe. Chainsaw Carver has subscribed. Let's celebrate, everybody. Woo! Chainsaw Carver has subscribed to my channel. Chainsaw Carver will be here another day. So this eyebrow needs to be a bit higher up here. So that needs to start around level, like right there, right? Yeah, this eyebrow needs to start pretty level. I can make this one go up just to keep it even. Make your eyebrows symmetrical in a way. What else can we do with this color? We go to this other eye, some of the eyes, and we're gonna go. Do I need a moderator? You know, Woodchucker, usually I only have one moderator, and that's Omizu. I honestly, I currently don't need a moderator, but I appreciate you offering. Also, the thing about my moderators is it's like I like my moderators to start off as like trolls, basically. You know, because that means that they're, they have a sense of humor. I'm not talking about like trolls that are jerks or like trolls that are like harmful trolls. I mean like trolls that like are joking most of the time. You know what I mean? Class clowns, like internet clowns, I guess is a better term than trolls. But yeah, because my live stream, I have a high tolerance for internet hooliganism, and I think my moderators probably need that too, because otherwise they'll just be power hungry. I don't need no power hungry trolls. All right, so here we go. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that that's what I'm looking for. Like ironically, the people that are in the running to be moderators are people that probably don't even want to be moderators. Literally, like people that would never ban anyone for anything except for like just being an absolutely horrible, gross, weird, creepy person that needs to be banned. But other than that, most people are welcome. Let's see. The nostrils have this little bit of shadow. All right. I think the eyes are okay for now. Who's calling me? All right, let's see. Anton Magnuson. Anton wants to purchase a Dong Goon painting. What is that, Anton? Please explain. What are you talking about? Hey, chainsaw carver, woodchucker, thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for, or woman. I don't know how you identify. Either way is cool, but just let me know. That's all. You don't even have to let me know. I'm just gonna. I just assume that people with names like woodchucker, chainsaw carver are masculine and identify as him, he. Is that bad? Is it acceptable to do that, or is it unacceptable? I don't know. And the bottom lip is going to be a bit pinker. Oh, woodchucker, chainsaw carver. Well, I wasn't really talking about what you do. I just thought that was like a nickname, but I didn't realize that that's what you would actually do. So now that I know that, yeah, I mean, I wasn't. I was just saying, going by the nickname, I assume that you identify as he, him, and I was just commenting that on the internet. I don't know what people look like. I don't know anything. So I was just wondering if if that was the safe guess. I need a nice deep pink here. Let me get nice deep red. You're a woodchucker. Set off of that. Now you're a chainsaw carver. Very wonderful. Am I not being nice? I don't know. Please let me know if I'm being rude in some way. I thought I was being polite by making sure that everyone had their appropriate pronouns. That this wonderful new person named Chainsaw Carver that I was appropriately pronouncing woodchuck carver. But maybe by mistakenly or wrongly identifying, I've totally wronged somebody. Have I wronged somebody? Maybe I have. I don't know. But let's go here. We're going to go with the brown. Has woodchucker chainsaw carver been slighted? I hope not. All right. Hey, take care, Anton. Keep coming back to Goon. I really appreciate your gooning. It's very helpful. It helps add to the productivity of this live stream. Without goons, I don't know what I would do. What do I feel like Anton is like? If I had to guess Anton's age, and I don't want to. You don't need to reveal it. Please don't keep your privacy to yourself. But if I had to guess Anton's age, I would guess that has an older brother. Anton has an older brother that he really looks up to. And his older brother is either in high school. His older brother's in high school. And Anton really looks up to his older brother. And his brother uses words like based AF, Ohio, and gooning. And Anton just really looks up to his older brother. So he follows him, uses like every word that he says. That's just my guess though. But feel free to let me know if I'm wrong, please. I really like when I enjoy when people tell me things that help to inform me of whether I'm accurate or not. So soften up that shadow right there. Soften up these shadows, really blend them in. So Omizu, let's take a vote. All right. Well, Anton says he's 18 plus or older than scripture. So let's just go with that. We're not gonna take a vote on how old Anton is. We're not taking a vote. No need to what do they call that? Poke the hornet's nest. Is that even the right? I don't even know if that's the right thing that I'm trying to say. It's poking the hornet's nest. No poking the hornet's nest. Is that even accurate? Is that lore accurate? Let's see, what do I gotta do? I gotta go paint this face here. So I'm gonna grab some really light tan colors. I'm gonna go into the face. I'm gonna go to this other eye here. This side is gonna be a bit bigger. I feel like her lip is a little too round, so I want to shape this in. I want to shape her lip out with a little bit of a shadow. What's Anton doing? Is he going crazy? All right, you know what? I'm gonna let Kate be a mod. I'm gonna make her a moderator for a few minutes, and if she wants to lay the hammer down on Anton, she can. So if Kate right now is a moderator, if she wants to lay down the law on Anton, you can feel free to. But I'm only gonna, I'm only letting it. I'm gonna only let it be for, a few minutes. So if you want to do it now. Put him in timeout. You can put him in timeout. You have the power today, Kate. What will you do with power? That's the question, is what do people do with power when they have it? we all say we want it, and we all say that we're going to be good people, and that we're going to be that we will all be benevolent when we have power. But what do actually people actually do with power? That's the question. What do people actually do with power when they have it? That's an important subject, though, I think. Power, the topic of power is an important topic that everyone should learn about. Because you could do things with power that you can't do with money. Like ban people. Like, Kate can't ban Anton with money, but she can ban Anton with the power of the moderator. The man is asking for it. Give Anton what he wants. All right. There you go. Okay. Cat? Cat! What the heck? My door just opened and shut. Who's out there? Cat? That freaked me out because I heard the door open and I heard it shut and I was like, what the heck? It's Ghost. Ghost of Kathleen Roy. Good, I'm working on 2 at the same time, so well, not 2 at the same time, just at different times. All right, Kate, congratulations. So, Kate has had her joy. I'll leave it on for the rest of the evening, at least for now. But I can't promise that you're gonna have the moderator ability after tonight. But see, power feels nice. I would say that power feels as good as money. People think that what they want is money, but what they really want is the feeling that money gives them, whether it be power or happiness or whatever that is. Anton is now Banton. Kate is happy now. There you go. Here's a fun question. Here's a fun controversial question. All right, let's do a poll. Power or money? Start a poll. Power or money?
Yeah.
Or money.
What food you liked? Let's try it. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a poll, everybody. Power or money? By the way, I don't know if these polls are anonymous, so just be aware that I won't announce who voted for which, but I don't actually know whether you can see the numbers or not. But based on the fact that it's 50-50 right now, somebody at least it's at least 4 people that voted because previously it was 2-1, but now it's probably 2-2. Let's see where people go. Let's see what the people of this room really want. Whether that is power or money. And it's okay. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not judging anybody for wanting power or money. Either one is cool. To me, it is all neutral. You know, it depends on what you do with it, right? Some people use power to get rid of trolls, and some people use power to just be. I don't know. I don't even want to go down the negative route, but you know, some people use power for good, and some people use money for good. Some people don't use money for good. So it all depends, right? I would say that Greta Thunberg is a fairly powerful person. She has a surprisingly large amount of influence for someone of her age. And just whatever, right? Does she actually have power? I don't know, but I definitely think she has a level of influence that is quite unique.
Two at once. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave. Dave, are you mad that I gave Kate the power of the hammer before you? Dave's been so loyal. I feel like Dave could be like that guy at the office who like he's been working so hard to get his promotion, and then like this like random new girl or guy at the office. I'm just gonna use Kate as a girl because Kate is a woman's name. I'm just gonna use that as an example. The new girl at the office suddenly gets a promotion for something as silly as like someone else trolling her. Dave's like, why can't I be a moderator? I want to ban somebody. I want the power of the ban hammer. The power. Give me power. The power of the mod. The power of the mods. All right, let's see. We're gonna grab some more colors. Actually, no, it's only 8:30. I could probably paint for another half hour before before my brain collapses. Before my brain collapses in on itself. It's this highlight that really throws off this painting. I gotta learn how to do these highlights better. You know what would be hilarious is if Kate just banned Dave. And not only did she ban Dave, but she banned him for an absurdly long time, and I forgot to take off that timer. Because I do have that ability. I can take off that timer. Hint hint. Who wants to play a trick on Dave? Who wants to troll Dave? It's either gonna be Omizu or Kate. Kate wants to do it. Don't do it, Kate. I'm not sure if Kate is a person who takes things very literally, so you know, don't do what I'm saying about with Dave. That was that was sarcastic. Unless Dave asks for it. Unless Dave is asking for it. Don't listen to me. Okay. All right. Sometimes you don't know. You don't know. Boo, Kate got the power hammer because I guess we were having a conversation and Anton was being too much of a troll. He was ruining the experience for some people. So I let Kate have some fun. All right, so I need some blue here. I need like a very light blue. Very light hint of blue here. go into here. Paint these eyes. Anton was being a nuisance. Do you know what a nuisance is? Alright, so lighten up the eyes a little too much. I need to go back and add some little bit of Scout, get out of there.
Kitty, you wanna come out here? Come on, Scout, come on. Come out here. Come on. Oh.
No, my mall stick was right here. My cat was in my room. He was chilling in here. The mall stick is right here. But I don't like to use this because it rolls around. This is nice and flat. It gives me the hold that I need. Let me mold this face a little bit. I need to mold the face. You know, I think I'm almost done painting, people. So those of you just tuning in, we're going to be wrapping up in a few minutes. I have a couple things I want to do. I want to shape the face a little better. I want to shape this face. It's a little bit, I don't like how this corner is. It needs to be nice and smoothly round. This would be a bit smoother. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a nice little shadow color. And we're just going to go like this. We're going to go give like a nice, give like a heart shape. Slightly more of a heart shape here. I want to round this up just a bit more. And this same thing right here, we're gonna go bring this up. Honestly, I feel like I could bring her face out a bit more. It's a little bit wider on that side. Honestly, it shouldn't be that wide in general. Let's see. No, turn this brush off. Trying to reshape her face. I think I'd like to shape it a little bit better. Give her a bit more of a heart shape. I think that works. It works a little better. It's flickering in this room. I feel like I'm outlasting the electricity. Electricity can't handle the amount of streaming that I'm doing. Can y'all see that? That's not me. That's the room flickering. You know what I'd like to do? I would like to paint these hands a little bit. Let's go into these hands and paint them up. Just to give it a bit more of a consistent look. Let this hand look more consistent throughout. So we're going to take this color, we're just going to these lights are really tripping me out though. These lights are going to give me a... What the heck is up with these lights? Jesus. Excuse my language, excuse my use of the word Jesus, but these lights flickering, it's really annoying. Very distracting. There we go. Now it's stopped. Nope, now it's back. I'm gonna go with a little bit of a darker color right now. Fill in the rest of this. All right, this light flickering is really bothering me, so I am going to call this a wrap before this light starts to give people headaches, because it's giving me a headache. And honestly, I could probably just, I don't know what's going on with this light. Hopefully this is not a permanent thing. But that means it is a wrap for now. Anyone know what to do about flickering lights? I actually don't know how to change this light bulb because it looks like a special kind of light bulb. I hope it's not. It's really annoying because we're in this new apartment and things are maintained by remote control, but some of the remote controls don't even work. Like the one in our room, this room, the remote control works for the fan and light, but in other rooms it doesn't. So how do you control the light if you can't turn it on and off, or change the strength of it with a remote control if that remote control doesn't work? That is first world problems right there, right? The problems of the first world. It's like that AI. If anyone's ever seen that that like funny skit where like this guy's trying to get back in his house with AI, but he can't because like the AI door won't let them in because it doesn't recognize his voice or something. Yeah, this is some first world problem right here. I didn't ask for this. I prefer good old manual light changing, but whoever decided on doing a remote controlled lighting system, this lighting / fan system, needs to do a better job of setting it up. But all right, hey, Tuesday Cinema Club. Let's all celebrate Tuesday Cinema Club for being. Oh, now the light stops. Oh no, it's still flickering. Time to go, people. Thanks for being here. Shout out to Tuesday Cinema Club because they are a Tuesday night cinema club. And Tuesday Cinema Club is definitely an artist as well. They do digital glitch art as I last saw, but I don't know if they still do that. And actually know Tuesday Cinema Club in real life. So yeah, there we go. Extra connectivity. But hey, everybody, good night. Kate still has the power until, I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it for a day. Maybe I'll leave it for more. I don't know. But let's all enjoy this evening. But take care, everybody.